You guys saw the cover photo. You know, if you're watching this, you know that earlier this year I posted on my Instagram story a poll. Actually, on New Year's Day, I posted a poll flirting with the idea of quitting my job to travel more. And I assume you're here. I assume you're here to find out the results of that poll, and what I did and what I chose to do. We are now 8 months after January, 8 months into the new year. Um, and I'm not going to disappoint. I did make some major transitions throughout my year, some very exciting transitions. And I'm very excited to share them with you all on this platform. I did want to bring you guys along this journey. I don't think this journey is my own. I don't think I'm going to go through it alone. And also, I did want to give courage um, to the people who ever felt like they needed to do like a deep clean, a spring clean into their life, and sharing what that entails as it results to me, and hopefully that you can get some encouragement from this. Hopefully, you enjoy this journey as much as I have been enjoying it. Hopefully, we can reach our destination together. Um, so, yeah, let's get into it right now. I am on Mambo Beach in Colombia. I'm in Cartagena. Um, I've been here for the past 4 days. I will be here for another 2 days. Um, it's been a beautiful trip so far. Cartagena is beautiful, beautiful people. It's been amazing. Yeah, and I was like, this is the perfect time to share my story. We're on a beach, we're on vacation. Like life is good. Let's enjoy it together. Um, so let's get into it. What have I been up to? Where have I been? What have I been doing? I don't know if you're following me, you always think that I'm somewhere in the world, traveling, which is not always the case. I do take my hiatus, but what have I been doing in between those times? So I did mention I went through a major transition, and yeah, I quit my job, guys. I actually quit my job. My last day was the day I left for Colombia. Um, I do want to talk about just being happy, acknowledging when you're not happy, and deciding to change things when you aren't. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, it's scary, it's frightening, and it was. But I just didn't think I knew life was to be more. Um, and honestly, I couldn't identify exactly where the unhappiness was coming from. Um, and because of that, I did a deep clean. And I'm not talking about just cleaning my space, I'm talking cleaning my life. Sometimes you do have to start over. You have to take an assessment of the people who are in your life. What are they adding? What are you adding to their lives? You know what I'm saying? Are they making you happy? Are you making them happy? Are you adding value to each other? Talking about your environment, the spaces that you're in, for a majority of the time, are you happy being in those spaces? Do you get anxious being in those spaces, going to those spaces? And just the things that you're doing, your hobbies, all of that. I took an assessment of every single aspect of my life. You know, and from that assessment, I moved out of my apartment. I moved across states. I quit my job. I, you know, decided to be more intentional with certain relationships, pulled back from certain relationships, um, and we're working towards a goal. We're working towards happiness. And don't get me wrong, happiness is fleeting. That's a fleeting emotion. What you do want to strive for is content, and knowing that within any situation you can find happiness there, and just creating that space for yourself. Your emotions are fleeting. Um, so you can't just keep chasing happiness, but just knowing that you're in a good space in every aspect of your life, regardless of what's happening, during the good times and in the bad times. Um, and I just wanted better for myself. I feel like I did everything according to the book. I did schooling up to my master's education. I did amazing school. I had a great job. I was making great money. Um, and I did it all by the book. And then I decided, okay, I did it. I did what society asked me to do. At what point do I stop? And can I start doing my own thing? Um, and I say that, and I'm like, I realize that a lot of things that I did weren't for me. My master's degree is still in the mail. Like I took the mail and it's still in the envelope. It's still stamped. It's still sealed. I haven't opened it. I graduated with my master's last year, over a year ago, a year and a few months ago. Haven't opened it. It wasn't for me. I didn't care for it. I was like, okay, I got it. It's here. I don't need to see it. I don't get a thrill from seeing it. I did go through school and I'm proud of myself for accomplishing what I did, but it wasn't for me. I did it because I was supposed to, or I felt like I was supposed to. And until I feel the success that I imagined for myself, I don't think I'm going to even want to see that piece of paper. I don't think I'm going to open it until I start doing what I wanted to do and be like, yes, this is where I want to be. I've started my own thing and how I define success is coming to light. And now I can look at this piece of paper with pride, you know? Um, so it's really just assessing what you want out of life. And that's what I did. And I took the leap, um, especially earlier this year. I was thrown in the water with, in one aspect of my life. And I learned a lot throughout that aspect. And then I thought to myself, if being thrown in the water forced me to float, why can't I throw myself and then force myself to float in different spaces? And I did that, and within the week of me quitting, I've worked on my business. I did 10 times more progress in the past 5 years since I started this business than I've done. Like, I've done 10 times more for this business in 1 week that I've done in the past 5 years since I've started this, or it came to mind. Um, and I was like, okay, so I'm doing the right thing. That's how I know I was doing the right thing, because of all the progress that I was making. And it felt good, you know? So, yeah, so I did start my own thing. I'm not telling you what that is right now. You will see it in the coming weeks. I promise. It's in the works. I'm so excited. I have some amazing students from Northeastern University helping me with this project. Um, I've had some amazing people within the industry or the field that I'm getting into working with me on this project. And I'm very excited to share it with you all. I'm hoping. So today is August 15th. I'm not sure when this will be out, what date you're seeing this, but I do hope to share my business with you before the end of September. So we're working towards that. Um, so yeah, so to recap, quit my job, moved across states. I'm not telling you where I moved to, um, and started my own company. And then because I'm doing all my work remote, I get to travel more. So right now I'm in Colombia. This specific channel will be for my blogging, sharing the journey with you guys. Not just my business journey and my life journey, but my travel journey. You will get to see it all. You'll get to see all the recaps of the trips, suggestions. Um, you know, I'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you what to eat. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I'm very excited. I hope that I can inspire some of you to find your own happiness and move out of the spaces that are making you uncomfortable and miserable. Because I get it. I was waking up sick every single morning, um, because I wasn't happy and I was anxiety ridden. So I needed this deep clean. I needed this cleanse. And you gotta assess your relationships. I think that's the most important part. surrounding yourself with like-minded people does a lot. You know, you get to share ideas, you get motivated, you feel at peace, and you say to yourself, if they're able to do this, then I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And then even if they're just not adding that value, just people who remind you what happiness is, remind you not to take life so seriously. People who remind you how to love, how to have grace, you know, um, those are the people that you do need in your life. Um, so yeah, so I had to assess my relationships and be intentional about my relationships going forward and taking a step back from the things that don't serve you. You know, in no relationship should you be being drained and tired and exhausted and anxiety ridden. Um, and sometimes it's not cutting that person off, and you don't have to. It's just giving them your space, giving them their space, creating boundaries because your happiness matters too, not just theirs. Um, and and being transparent with them, that's totally okay. And yeah, so I'm happy to be on this journey. I'm happy to be taking you with me. This is going to be exciting. I will be back for a Colombia recap. I will start with Colombia and then do the prior countries I've done. Um, but yeah, welcome. Hi everyone. This is awkward.